Hello everyone, today I'm in Hat Yai and it's a baking hot day and I'm actually bringing you a garage, this one, behind this tin and corrugated panels. And before we go in, you can see a Lancer sitting there, you can see a Corolla, two Corollas actually fading away, a Vios, another Corolla and a Mazda 3 and a few parts lying around and an A31 that is getting ready for a build. And I want to bring you a garage, a really cool tuning, performance, modification garage, a guy who is absolutely bang on in the car culture of Hat Yai. And I was in Hat Yai for Cars and Coffee Songkla, and while I was here, I wanted to make some content for my other channel, my travel channel, how Hat Yai is back, it's booming, it's going, and you should come and visit. And I thought I really need to show you a garage that's been flooded out and is also back on its feet. And this garage here, this garage, like everywhere else in Hat Yai, got hammered by the floods. And we can see around still mud here and there. We can see up the side of that window. And if we look at these parts over here, you can see there's still a ton of mud. And in fact, even those spanners have got mud on them. This is a garage that is getting back on its feet. That's another reason to come, because the scene down here is absolutely amazing. The Hat Yai people are absolutely incredible. The way they face adversity, they all laugh about the floods. Their livelihoods have been destroyed. The economy's been destroyed. They've lost a ton of money. Insurance doesn't cover them, and they're on their feet and they're going again. And this garage here, the owner is sitting on the seat there, Aood. So I wanted to come back and I wanted to show you a few of the cars, and we'll start right here with this 200SX, because you will know this car if you know the Southern car show scene. This is really, really famous, and the pop-up lights play up and down, they dance away. And the owner has had this car for about 15 years. It's his first car, it's his signature car, and it's beautifully done. It's beautifully finished in all white on these 3-spoke Advan wheels. It's actually had a couple of different wheels on it every time I see it, but these nail it completely. He's got the Nissan brake upgrade. He's got grooved discs on there, and they're absolutely beautiful. Those two-tone Advan wheels. And in fact, while I'm here, I'm going to surprise you. This is static. The suspension is solid, and this is the jack he uses. It's the only thing that will get under the car because there is no air involved in that at all. So this and that jack handle, that is tiny. That is the smallest jack I've seen in my life, but that is heavy, so we can lift up a car. And in fact, if we look around, you can see that's another signature. We have two different styles of Advan 3-spokes on either side. And that's kind of a quirky touch the owner has. And in fact, before we go off the suspension and how it is fixed, we need to look at the back of that, because that is running right down. It's not quite touching. I can get my little finger through, but I can't get my middle finger through. The gap is that small. He's also got a brake upgrade on the back. Body kit on this, I really kind of like this big, long, kind of low ducktail style. That is really nice. And you can also see he keeps a ton of t-shirts from different events, different Cars and Coffee events in the back window. And we can actually see Aood Hat Yai, the owner's name. It's got a sunroof, which is not that common for cars here. And let's have a look inside this car, because there's quite a lot going on here. We've got Recaro bucket seats, very period style. We've got a Nismo steering wheel, and you can see we've got a manual shifter. Got some carbon fiber trims in there. Uprated gauges, different things going on, some upgrades, a Gredi meter on top there. We've got the dice. In fact, we've got 3 meters around the car. There's a lot going on in here. A really nice cockpit. I really love the 180 and 200 SX inside. They've got really beautiful cockpits. And here you can see it's still looking very original in the door trim and very neat. I have to say, this car got flooded out, but this one he took to safety. And that was one of the big problems, that no one saw the flood coming, so they didn't get the cars to high ground. No one's expecting the flood to suddenly arrive before it was too late. So all the cars that got ruined, it was unfortunate. They should have been able to get them to high ground, but people didn't expect the flood. It arrived with a bang and everyone was trapped. And cars are your second thought. They can be fixed. Humans, you've got to get out of there. So let me just pull back and look at this car from a distance, because that has got a superb stance to it. And in fact, if we look from here, we can see the camber on the rear wheels. And I also have to say that although it's running at this ride height, and that is the jack for the car, in fact, I'm going to put the jack under the car and show you, man, you can't even get it under the skirt. You're going to have to move it around and get it like that behind the skirt. Anyway, also need to mention that this car travels, because it came down to Cars and Coffee in Songkla at the weekend. I'm doing this on Monday. Saturday night at the Cars and Coffee event in Songkla, which I've also done a whole video on. So if you want to see that, just hit right up and I'll throw the link above or drop down in the description. I'll throw you that link in there, because it's an amazing, fantastic event. Finally, the whole car scene from the south is back on its feet and showing what it's made of. And the cars come down from Bangkok, and a ton of cars came from Malaysia, and it was something special. And again, after the floods, it's great that the scene is back. This is the first meet after the floods. Anyway, this came down, I guess it's like 40 kilometers, 50 kilometers down to Songkla. So this is a car that drives despite having a fixed suspension, no air anywhere in sight. Anyway, we look underneath the engine and we've got a 3-litre Toyota swap, like that one there and like that one there, which we'll get to in a minute. We've got these advanced strut braces there, and you can see we've got an uprated intake, TRC, and we've got the pipes, and we've also got the smaller flexible pipes that are all built so they don't blow off and hold the pressure. Got a valve down there. That is very nice. And like all these engines now, the original twin turbo is gone, the smaller turbos, and you put one big turbo on, and it's got a custom intake and the air filter sitting down there. The braking system looks fairly stock at that end. We can actually also see the fuel lines, the upgraded fuel lines there as well going in. And you can see it's still got some original stuff around. And the bay's actually been cleaned up quite a lot, so a lot of stuff you don't need has gone. And we also should mention it's got a Ford Racing radiator with twin fans mounted into it and a Nismo cap on it. Big cooling upgrades on that. And then we're going to look at this classic Toyota pickup, because that is also really nice. And it says it's done about 4 years ago, something like that. And I kind of like these covers over the lights. That again is also swapped out, and that has got a huge turbo on it. And in fact, unlike this one, which has got the pipe and the air filter on it, this is straight open. So this is really a track focus, really power focus. You can get this onto the drag strip and it is going to absolutely fire away. We've got a TRC inlet again, and it got a lot of modifications, and this bay has been completely cleaned out. Again, the brake system at the top end here looks pretty stock, but everything else is upgraded. Got a custom radiator and twin fans on it, and you can actually see the steering there as well on these classic trucks. Man, that is really huge. That Garrett turbo is absolutely the works, and it's lagged behind there. This is a truck that at the lights is going to cause everyone an absolute surprise. So we should also mention these wheels. Big chromed up split rims, kind of really period, giving the whole kind of American feel. I like that a lot. And we can see the tyre size, 215, 40, 18s. And then just for the record, we forgot to look at the wheels on the Advance. These are 17s, 205, 45s. Man, that is a really nice truck. And inside the cab, let's see if we can get in it. It's got a cage. It's got an aluminium dashboard and gauges, auto box, 2 period bucket seats, and you can see we've got the aluminium plates down there, race style steering wheel and boss. This is for track focus. This is definitely going to be a drag special. This is going to be hitting the strip in Hat Yai. We can see at the back end here, we've got the battery box down here and the fuel filler sticking up through the deck. And we've got some pretty semi-slick tires ready to go. The owner also has an Alpha 105, which is swapped out. I think it had a Toyota 4-cylinder, but I actually forget now. But that is away in Bangkok. And that is also probably good, because some of the Alpha 50 are going to give me some real hate if I'm showing you an Alpha 105 swapped out with a Japanese engine. Anyway, here we've got a Cephiro, and that is also really nice. And that's got a JZ in it, and that is also upgraded. That's running a big turbo, and you can see big custom intake, custom radiator, and all the piping and everything is custom done. And we can see down there the gauge. Tanks are custom. It's got a Cusco strut brace, and you can see we've got uprated fuel lines as well. Brake here, the master cylinder, again, like these other two cars, looks fairly stock. That is also purposeful, and really, that engine in an A31 is an absolute go-to. And he's got a Nissan upgrade brake on it, and these really cool split rim wheels. And if I can see the size, 205, 45, 17s, kind of fit the car and fit the period. We're going to leave this Hilux on DTM racing wheels. And then we're also going to mention, we've got this A31 here that looks like it's in the early stages of a build. And again, you can see how the mud is all over this. And the water came right up 3 meters. So basically the water would have come up onto that corrugated sheeting there. Man, it's just completely crazy what happened in Hat Yai. And the thing that shocked me the most is that Hat Yai is back in action. And again, we can see there's another A31 waiting to be built here. And you can see how the mud is still around there a little bit. But this garage has been mostly cleared up, and he's got a ton of spare parts hanging up there. And really, right now, in this part of town, or this part of the country, hanging your parts off the roof is the best idea you could have. And if you look at his wheel collection, it's amazing. In fact, we've got more parts hanging all the way around here. And then just take you a walk through these classic wheels. We've got more Advan 3 spokes along here. I'm going to walk right round. In fact, I'm going to zoom in. I'm not a wheel expert, so I don't want to start telling you what all these are. But I'm just going to zoom in and show you. This guy knows his JDM wheels. It's some beautiful sets of wheels all around the walls. And again, hanging them up on the walls is the best thing you can do. Ton more spare parts absolutely everywhere. More wheels around. Man, this place is really interesting. And we can see down here, actually, these wheels You can see the mud caked onto them. These are brown. We can actually see we've got some pretty cool taillight units here, and I like this centerpiece with the Nissan Motorsports International. This build, you can see there is mud. Man, you can actually see the mud coming off there. This car has suffered. And if I can get my phone inside and show you, look at that. All the mud on the seats, the front seats, the back seats, on the dashboard, all around. There is a big job here. This was half built. It's got to go back to scratch and build again. And again, you can see here the mud on the bonnet. We've got a few more parts down there. We've got wings, and you can see the wheel there's got mud on it. Some rear light units there. Man, these guys really, really suffered. So it's really cool to come down here and just see what they have to go through and show you, because the southern scene is so hardcore. And now they have a lot of work to do. We can look at it again from this side a little bit clearer. Man, this is a mess. And look at that switch unit. That's like a JDM beige plastic color, but it's not meant to be like that. This is an A31. That is quite a mess. And down here again, you can see mud in the tires. These guys have been through a lot. In the end, that's why I want to come down here, show you this. So I've talked about all the cars here, but I better mention the owner, Aood, here. Very famous guy on the southern scene. I also better mention Zhengwa and Kate as well, who brought me here and everywhere else in the past couple of days. So I'm pretty much done. Time to go back out into the Hat Yai heat. And man, it is baking hot. So finally, I say, if you like my video, thanks for watching. Hit me a like, please, for loads more content like this on the southern car scene, because I'm always trying to get down here and show you, because it's different. It's got its own stamp. It's unique. Anyway, for that, hit me a sub. But now I need to be out of here. See you next time.